Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 6 of the chapter linear equations in one variable. In this part 6, we will be doing discussion of homework which we have got in our previous session 5, and we will see some more equations and as well as their solutions. Students, in our previous session I gave you this question as a homework, and I would like to solve this equation 3n plus 7 equals to 25. Here, when we are balancing this equation, we are allowed to either add or subtract same number on both the sides. So, we are going to do subtracting, which here plus 7 is extra to the 3n. We will subtract first. Subtracting 7 on both sides, so gives a next step as 3n plus 7 minus 7 equals to 25 minus 7, whereas in left hand side this plus 7 and minus 7 will get cancelled and we will have only 3n as left over, whereas in the case of right hand side 25 minus 7 after simplification gives us 18. Now, here apart from the variable we have got 3 which is getting multiplied the variable. So, to remove this 3 we have to divide by 3. So, on dividing, both sides by 3 gives us next step as 3n upon 3 equals to 18 upon 3. Now, here 3 which is multiplying n gets cancels with this 3 which is dividing it, gives us in our next step n alone in left hand side. Then next here 18 upon 3 on simplification gives us 6. So, therefore, we have now n equals to 6 being the value of the variable n. So, we say n equals to 6 is the solution of the equation (3n plus 7 equals to 25). So, we will conclude with this. You know the method of solving equation. The procedure that we have adopted is direct method, not trial and error method. Now, we shall solve the B sub question. Students, now the sub question B we shall take 2p minus 1 equals to 23. is the question. So, to solve this, here along with this variable we have got -1, that means which is getting subtracted for the 2p. First we have to remove this one. How to remove this -1? We can remove it by adding 1 on both sides. That means that 2p minus 1, for it if I add 1, -1 get cancels with this +1, and in right hand side 23 plus 1 will be there. So, on cancellation in left hand side I have only 2p, and in the right hand side on simplifying 23 plus 1 gives us 24. Now, students, here apart from this variable I have a 2, this constant which is multiplying this variable p. To remove this 2 which is multiplying, we need to do division. So, dividing on both sides by 2 gives us a next step as 2p upon 2 equals to 24 upon 2. Now, this left hand side which is 2 multiplying p and dividing by 2 get cancels will give us only the variable p alone in left hand side. So, p equals to, in right hand side 24 divided by 2, on simplifying it we get 12. Therefore, we say p equals to 12 is the solution of the equation two p minus 1 equals to 23. So, this way we will conclude. Now, students, I gave you some other work. Let us solve. Students, here let us consider equation 2p minus 5 equals to 25. Students, here I have learnt direct method of solving this equation, but while solving it directly we were taking away numerical parts which are there along with the variable. Now, while doing it we started adding sometimes, subtracting sometimes, multiplying sometimes or dividing sometimes by the same number on both the sides. For example, here if you want to solve this, first we will, in the step 1 we will add. What we will add? We will add, because here is a 5, to this 12p getting subtracted first. To remove it we will do adding 5 on both the sides. Students, this gives us 12p in left hand side and 25 plus 5 in right hand side. That means this minus 5 is going away or getting rid when I add 5. In our previous questions we have solved them and we know that. In left hand side, this 12p, that is this portion only as leftover. Now students, in step number 2, to remove this 12, we do division. So dividing 12 or by 12, dividing on both sides by 12 makes us to have only p in left hand side, whereas in the other side this 25 plus 5 gives already 30 and 30 upon 12. Students, try to observe this step 1 result and step 2 result. Here we are going to discuss another short technique of solving equations. What do you call that short technique? Let me show you animation. Students, here we have adding 5 to both sides is same as changing side of minus 5. That is, this minus 5 when it is sent here becomes plus 5. You know, here we call this as, this is transposing. Changing side is called transposing. We are sending this, sending that is transposing. So on transposing 5 minus 5, I mean this side it becomes plus 5. So while transposing a number, we change the sign of it. So here, which is subtrahend, becomes this side addend. Next, here 12 which is multiplying, when this is transposed, the other side becomes divisor. So multiplicand becomes divisor. So here 12 which is multiplying and transposing becomes divisor. Here 5 which is subtrahend and transposing becomes addend. So students, transposing a number, that is changing the side of the number, is the same as adding or subtracting the number from both sides. So this is the technique which we are going to adopt henceforth while solving equations. So we will, instead of adding or subtracting on both sides by the same number, we will do transposing of it, and instead of multiplying and dividing some number on both the sides, we will do transposing it. So let us solve now another equation called 3p minus 5. Students, here I am going to very interesting comparison I will provide. Here 3p minus 10 equals to 5. On transposing minus 10 the other side is same as adding 10 on both the sides. Here it gives 3p equals to 5 plus 10, because it is subtrahend. If it comes this side, it becomes addend. So, 3p equals to 15. Now, on transposing 3, the other side, which is multiplying here, gives us p alone in left hand side, whereas in right hand side 15 upon 3. Students, here which is multiplicand coming this side becomes divisor. Try to understand here. This is just nothing but dividing on both sides by 3. So, here if you observe comparison between method of adding, subtracting on both sides with the transposing to the other side, here same thing I have done for your understanding. Try to see here, adding 10 on both sides gives us transposing minus 10 from LHS to RHS, gives us 3p equals to 15, whereas for the 3 transposing from that side to that is LHS to RHS gives 15 upon 3, which is similar to the transposing, is similar here for the division. So, it is a comparison I gave for this 3p minus 10 equal to 5 equation. Even there is another equation which you can observe here, 12 is getting added in left hand side. If I transpose, it becomes subtrahend, gives 5x equals to 27 minus 10. So, students, henceforth we will use this technique of transposing only, which can give you quick way of solving equation. So, let us take solving the equation 4 into m plus 3 equals to 18. While reading, you have to be careful here, students. What is the meaning of giving bracket here? It is just nothing but 4 of, or means 4 multiplied, it means 4 of m plus 3. That means the sum of m and 3 is multiplied by 4. Most of the times children commit error writing like this. This is not equal to 4 of m plus 3. You know, this is 4m plus 3. This is distributive, 4 multiplied over m as well as 4 multiplied over 3 to be done, like a into b plus e is equals to a into b plus a into c to be done. So, children, be careful whenever there is a bracket 4 of m plus 3, it is this way it is to be treated. So, 4 into m plus 4 into 3 gives 12 by distributive property we have, which learnt already. So, equals to 18. Now, you know, on transposing, from LHS to RHS gives us 4m equals to 18 minus 12, because here it is addend, that side it becomes subtrahend. So, 4m equals to 6. Now, m is multiplying in LHS, if it goes that side, that is RHS side, it will divide on transposing 4 from LHS to RHS gives us m equal to 6 divided by 4 implies m equals to 3 by 2, or we can say 1.5. This is the solution. M equals to 1.5 is the solution of this equation. So, you can write the conclusion. Students, coming to the next equation. Students, most of the times this, while solving same, we need to distribute. When there is a bracket here, minus 2 into x gives minus 2x, minus 2 into plus 3 to be done, minus 2 into 3 to be done, where minus 2 into x plus minus 2 into 3 gives you minus 6 equals to 18, and minus 2x, this plus into minus, removing this bracket gives us minus 6. That means now by transposing minus 6, from LHS to RHS gives us our next step as 18 plus 6, because it is subtrahend here. If it goes that side, it becomes addend. So, minus 2x equals to 24. Now, minus 2 which is multiplying here, if it transpose the other side, gives us x equals to 24 divided by that minus 2. It implies, you know how to do this, it gives minus 12. So, x equals to minus 12 will be the solution. Of the given equation. Minus 2 of x plus 3 equals to 18. So, this is the final conclusion. Students, I am going to give you in this session homework. Observe here, solve the following questions by using the technique of transpose. So, transpose technique to be used. So, I gave you here 10 questions, 10 equations I mean, solve them, pass the screen, note down these 10 questions. This is a question number 1. Next, I am going to give you, this is again question number 2, containing 5 sub questions further. Pass the screen, note down the question, do them, This is again one homework. I am giving you little more. This is question number 3 containing 5 more sub questions. So, this is the totally I gave you question number 1 with sub questions of 10, and question number 2 containing 5 sub questions, question number 3 containing 5 sub questions. So, totally I gave you 20 equations to practice. You need to solve them by transposing technique. This is your homework, and I want everybody prepared yourself, which I am going to ask you in Viva wise questions. So, if you do not answer me these 20 questions, the one whichever I asked you, you will be straight away scoring 0 marks. Remember that. So, prepare well, and here I am going to post this in your WhatsApp groups also. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Thank you.